Yo, what is actually happening in South Africa right now, bro? Okay, so I want to make 3 different videos, but everything's happening so fast, I had to get something out right now. Basically, load shedding is coming back. Trump is putting the South African government under investigation and cutting all future funding. And oh yeah, did I forget? We might be going to freaking war. Load shedding. Eskom says stage 3 load shedding will begin since last week, Friday. Damn it. They claim that the utility was hit by, quote, the perfect storm of incidents. So stage 3 load shedding kicked off last week Friday at 3 o'clock and will be continuing till further notice. Next, Trump is putting the South African government under investigation and is cutting all future funding. How did that happen? Actually, no. How did that happen? Genuine ask, how did that happen, bro? Okay, so for a bit of context, last month President Cyril Ramaphosa, aka President Cupcake No Diddy, signed into law a bill that allows land seizures without compensation in certain circumstances. Now obviously a group of people are going to be outraged and another group of people are going to be very happy. Land ownership has long been a contentious issue in South Africa, with most private farmland being owned by white people, even 30 years after the racist apartheid government was overthrown. Trump was also asked about this by an interviewer, and this is what he had to say.
Mr. President, you said, so on Free Social, you said that you were going to cut aid from South Africa. Will you plan to cut aid across other African nations, and why South Africa?
No, it's only South Africa. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
He also had this to say on Twitter. South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media doesn't want to so much as mention. A massive human rights violation, at a minimum, is happening for all to see. The United States won't stand for it. We will act. Also, I'll be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. From what I'm seeing from the situation, there's 2 juxtaposing sides to the story. One side is like, yes, Daddy Trump, I mean President Trump, the bad South African government is trying to take away my stolen land. And then the other side is like, yes, I want to take this land that was taken from my people. I don't know if I'm gonna do any better with it, but I want it. But I don't personally think taking land forcefully is a good idea, since we've kind of seen what happens when a country tries to do that. Lastly, South Africa might be going to freaking war with Rwanda out of all countries, bro. What? I'm so confused, dog. South Africa and Rwanda's already fraught diplomatic relations have worsened after President Cyril Ramaphosa accused the Rwanda-backed M23 rebel group of killing South African peacekeepers in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. As the rebels gained the upper hand in the battlefield by capturing most of Goma, the biggest city in the east, South Africa filed a diplomatic salvo warning the further attacks on its troops will be considered a declaration of war. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame hit back, accusing South Africa of being part of the belligerent force involved in offensive combat operations to help the Congolese government fight against its own people. Yo. So I say this to all my COD players, Apex players, PUBG players, hell, even the Fortnite players who just got their servers in South Africa. Get your guns ready, boys. We're going to war.